the bulldog.
We are in the building back with Cyrus the God.
Oh yeah, I like that name.
Right?
Cyrus.
I'm feeling it. Cyrus the God. Welcome to Latin Fusion Wednesdays. Welcome to Ryders Radio Powerhouse Studios.
Thank you so
The
much
Pit.
for having me.
I'm
It's
so glad you're here.
Yeah, this is a legendary location. Like, I feel very blessed to even be here.
Yeah.
We appreciate you for coming, man.
Like,
Also, I want to shout out Giannitis Entertainment. Before I
Amen.
forget.
Yes.
That's my dude in
That's
my
my man
in
right
Florida.
there. That's my brother.
Broward County. That's my dude. When I first met him, I'm like, we are going to be friends. And I just feel this.
His energy is at 1,000 all the time.
Oh my God.
I love him.
I interviewed him. He was beating on his chest. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, he's like a silverback. He doesn't play.
He's bigger than life.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
him.
and it's just all personality. I love it.
Yeah.
So welcome.
Thank you.
So we're gonna get right into it. Because I was reading your bio and some things about your, some things you expressed about, way you grew up and you had a rough start.
Yeah.
And you came close to being killed and spent time away, in jail, and then you went into the military, and then
I ended up in jail in the military too.
well, okay, that happens.
Yeah.
And then you got past that, and then your music. So like, how did tell us how that all, like, put it in your words, other than just what it was about. Like,
What?
what got you to music from where you started?
Well, honestly, it was all that pain. Like, initially I was a poet, and I kind of like used that as an outlet to make sure I didn't go crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I was just going through so much shit. So it was like, I was homeless. I was involved in a lot of gang shit. And in the 90s, if you know, that gang shit was a little bit crazy in the 90s and the early 90s and whatnot. So it's like, I used poetry as an outlet, and later on I developed it into basically, doing music and whatnot. But, my own friends, like, they try to kill me and shit like that. So it was like, it was bugged out. Like, I had a really, really, really rough upbringing. I was homeless twice. I was locked up in the brig, in the Naval Brig in Norfolk, Virginia. I was locked up in Jacksonville, in Florida. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was tough. Like, I changed my whole life around now, but like, I had a tough upbringing, and music was like my outlet. Like now I'm doing like songs that are a little bit more upbeat and stuff like that. But if you would have heard my music before, it was just pain.
Yeah.
It was just pain.
You gotta let it out.
Yeah.
Did it
Keep
help?
that in.
Did it help?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Music is super therapeutic. I think like it's one of the most therapeutic forms. I think it's better than talking to a psychologist, because I feel like if you talk with a psych or with a psychiatrist or a psychologist, I feel like there's a level of judgment that comes from that. That paper doesn't judge you when you tell it what you want to say.
Well, they're trying to figure out what's wrong.
Yeah.
They're like
They go
judging
about
what you're
symptoms.
saying. They're like judging what's coming out of your mouth and your feelings and how you feel towards whatever
Exactly.
situation.
But if you say you feel like killing somebody, you're getting locked up.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's a problem. But people don't understand that instinctually we're human beings, we're animals. You know what I'm saying? If we're pinned up against a corner, you're gonna have that feeling of wanting to do something,
Sure.
some harm against somebody.
That's a fact.
You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Survival.
Especially when you're going through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to have all these things that are basically like kind of like bogging you down, and you reacting a certain way to those things, it's natural and instinctual to do that. But if you tell somebody in a professional level that you feel those feelings, it's wrong. But it's not really wrong.
But so you chose music to express yourself.
Yeah.
And did it help?
Absolutely.
Did you feel like it helped?
Yeah, absolutely. Because right now, like, I do meditation. I'm into the, chakra balancing, that whole Reiki stuff. I'm into all that. I
Your
burn
namaste?
incense, I sage.
You said namaste.
Namaste.
I don't do the namaste and float in the air and shit.
Oh, you do?
No, I don't float.
Oh, I was like, oh shit. We gotta see
No,
that.
That's when
Please
Zen
do that
Zen.
right now.
That's when
We're going
Zen
live,
Zen.
everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but like, I'm into all that. Like, I realized that, everything that happens in your life is for a reason, and to develop you as a person and to develop your character. So like that, you can attain a different level in your life. You know what I'm saying? And then going through all that stuff, I realized that I found my inner peace with music and with the pain that I went through, and realized that it made me who I am today. You know, so it's like I'm blessed with everything I've been through, even though not a lot of people would take it as a blessing.
Right.
Facts.
That's true.
I hear that.
That's a fact, though.
They don't.
That's 100%.
I wouldn't say appreciate it, but they
wouldn't understand
take
if they
it.
ain't go through it.
yeah, and then they
So,
take it for granted
you know,
as well. Like,
Yeah.
Struggle.
It's
with
that they ain't know the
struggle.
pain you went through.
Exactly.
So to them, is a understanding, but a misunderstanding at the same time.
Absolutely. Like people, I use this as an example a lot. Like when you were in a car and you're in a traffic jam, you stuck in traffic for 2 hours. You're pissed off as fuck because you're in traffic for 2 hours, right? But would you rather be the person that's causing the traffic ahead?
That's a fact.
You maybe that traffic jam was preventing you from getting into the accident that caused the traffic jam. You understand what I'm saying?
that's deep.
So sometimes in life you go through these hardships, and we look at it as a hardship when everything is what it's supposed to be.
Right.
I hear that.
Damn,
Yeah, but
it's
you're
crazy.
right, because using that exact analogy, because when you're in that traffic jam and you know it's an accident and you finally get to where the accident's at
And you be like,
and you see how
damn.
bad it is, you're like,
It's just seeing the
damn.
bigger picture.
Yeah,
Some
and
people
it,
see the bigger
but you
picture.
realize,
and,
but you take that moment. A lot of us do take it for
You
granted.
be
Though.
like, damn,
yeah, and they
could've
slow
been
down
me.
and see what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody
You know?
likes to see like the whole negative aspect of everything in life.
That's a fact.
Nobody likes to really look at the positive. Why is it that news only fills you with the negative energy of
Mhm.
everything that's happening?
No, the
Mhm.
only
No
good
fear
thing,
controls.
the only good
No
thing
fear
they probably
controls.
give you on the news is probably the weather. Sometimes they get that shit wrong.
I was going to say that's right. They really don't
That's
care the
right.
weather,
That's offending.
a little bit of sports.
Yeah,
The rest is
Little
all bad.
bullshit.
exactly.
So the military, once you got into so after the military, is that when you started music, or when did you actually get?
No, I started music when I was like 14, but I was a
Okay.
poet since I was like 9. You know, so like I always did poetry. Like I started doing music like just bullshit, like just putting words together. You know what I mean? And then I kind of took my poetic aspect to it when I got older. Like I'm a published poet. I did New Yorkers Poets Cafe. I performed for the New York Times. You know, to do poetry for the New York Times based on domestic violence for the Voices Festival.
Fine.
So like, like poetically, I could go ahead and put words together. And if you hear my music now, you can't really tell that I'm a poet. This is ratchet music. You understand what
Nothing
I'm
wrong
saying?
with ratchet music. You know, like
But-
ratchet music.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying? But like, I started from then. Like
Yeah.
I started a long time ago, and then, after that whole incident happened when my friends tried to kill me, I went to the military because, they was obviously seeking to get me out. And then when I went to the military, I ended up fucking up over there too. You know what I mean? It was,
Did you finish?
no, I didn't finish. I did 2 years, I got locked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brain just went.
What branch you was
The
in?
Navy.
Gotcha.
The Navy.
Ya, so loco, ¿tú tienes música en español, en inglés o qué?
I got music, like I got a song with Engel Montaz. Engel Montaz just did a song with Chimbala.
Ya.
Mhm.
I sent that one to you guys.
Yeah, I got that one.
That's
That's
fine.
one
I got a song with Amber Davina,
Okay.
and she killed it. It's called Soul Ties.
Fine.
It's a pretty dope track. Then I got a song on Nikki and Nasty with my brother Fade,
Fine.
and it's all these tracks are produced by Lewis.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Lewis.
With
the eyebrows.
You already know. You know.
That's fire.
So like Nikki and Nasty, we was actually trying to get King Flock on the track, but obviously what's happening there. He's allegedly locked up for
Oh, that's right. Yeah. K Flock.
yeah. So he was actually supposed to be on the track. Like I had reached out to the people to go ahead and pay him the money for that, but it was too late.
All right, well, I want to get into some of your music. I want to see how you went from the pain to ratchet. Like, what was the transition? That's how you described it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is right now. I'm not even gonna lie.
So we're going to get into changing locations and the song featuring
Engel Montaz?
Montaz.
All right.
All right, this is Cyrus the God. Latin Fusion
Go.
Wednesdays. Let's get it.